Hello everyone, Paul Brennand here, Chair of the Membership Team. I last spoke to you as we were beginning our journey back in June last year. At that time we were setting up the 4 teams and the 4 team leaders were just getting started. So now I'd like to bring you up to date with what we've actually been doing and what we've got planned for the coming months. Although we've been in lockdown, it gave us a great opportunity to visit many lodges virtually and present to brethren across the entire state. We've talked about our plans and listened to your concerns and focused on providing lodges with the tools to do what they want and need to do. We've also been working closely with the district coordinators, which I'll mention a bit later. Our major focus is on member retention, and a major part of that is the member experience and making Freemasonry a welcome part of their lives. There are lots of different aspects to retention, and every one of us has a responsibility for helping. But ultimately it's the lodge and its environment that is the member's experience, so that has to be the focus. The engagement team members, led by Ian Brown, have been visiting lodges and discussing ways that they have been engaging with the community and also gaining new candidates locally. Whilst that was difficult during lockdown, there were many examples of innovative ways of staying in touch and examples of new prospects being invited to virtual Souths via Zoom. All of their findings are then shared with other lodges as part of a toolbox of ideas available to everyone. A great example was the discovery of a geo-focused Facebook campaign, which had been trialled in Ballarat and attracted some new members. It was so successful, in fact, that they had to turn off the campaign in order to cope with the number of inquiries, and several new members joined as a result. That group within Ian's team have now developed the program and software even further, and we will be offering it to lodges, primarily in rural and regional areas initially, as a campaign to attract good men to our fraternity. These campaigns will be entirely managed and controlled by the lodges, with support available for the engagement team as they requested. The comeback team, led by Wayne Millard, is focused on trying to get back some of those members who have recently left the craft. They've worked closely with our wonderful office staff to establish which members had recently resigned. Working with the relevant lodges, they discussed with as many as possible of these members their reasons for leaving, so we could understand what we needed to fix, to try to stop it not from happening again. Whilst we learned a lot and have passed on plenty of helpful suggestions to lodges, the team also discovered plenty of individuals whose reasons for leaving were for issues that could be resolved quite simply, and they subsequently reversed their decision to resign. Examples of this are where a brother has moved home and didn't realise how easy it was to relocate his membership, or perhaps where his work circumstances had changed and the meeting night wasn't now so convenient, and not realising that could probably be fixed by moving to a lodge in a similar location that met on a different or more convenient evening. We encourage all lodge members, especially secretaries and masters, not to treat resignations as an administrative matter, but an opportunity to help a resigning brother continue his Freemasonry, but possibly in a new lodge. And for older members, to remain a member through fraternal benevolence. The mentor team, led by Peter White, launched its training program online on the 6th of October 2020 at a meeting attended by some 150 people from Victoria, interstate and even overseas. The courses have now been successfully running since the launch, and the first cohorts of successful mentors will soon be receiving their certificate of accomplishment. There are 10 qualified trainers across Victoria, and we have also qualified the Grand Secretary of the Order of the Eastern Star to conduct a similar program for their order. They've now trained more mentors since the launch in October than in the previous 4 years. And on top of the 75 recently trained, the next few months will see an additional 120 mentors being trained, with even more applying to be trained after them. So we'd hope that within the next 2 years or so, we'll see a major impact on retention of candidates based on improved support in our lodges through effective mentoring. Neville Wiggins has been working closely with the district coordinators throughout the state as his role as DCO liaison leader has developed. This included organising and running a training course for all district coordinators, held over several weeks, and was very well received. Neville has also worked with several regional DCOs to help organise event weekends, which along with the previously mentioned geo-focused Facebook recruitment campaign, will help to revitalise a number of areas. We've also recently launched a new group called the Grandmasters Younger Masons Advisory Team. This is currently made up of a group of younger Masons, either in age or years of membership, who can advise us on the different perspectives of Freemasonry as viewed by their peers. At the end of the day, we're just custodians of this wonderful fraternity, and it bodes well that we should open our eyes as wide as possible to make sure that those that follow us are enabled and empowered to preserve the traditions of the craft whilst making the whole member experience more contemporary. They're just starting their journey and will welcome and doubtless enjoy the inputs of many of you in the coming weeks, months and years. So to sum up, the membership team is here and is busy, and it's here to assist the members and lodges with recruitment and retaining members. But this will require effort and maybe even changes from the lodges. I will ask each of the team leads to prepare a short video which they'll share with you over the coming weeks and months. And I thank you very much indeed for listening to me today.